The regional leaders have ended their 4-day summit here on Friday, agreeing to send humanitarian aid to Cuba, but the exact nature of that assistance has not yet been specified. In addition, they have agreed to establish a 3-member committee that will reframe the relationship between the United States and the Caribbean. Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, who is also the CARICOM chairman, told the End of Summit news conference that the situation in Cuba had been discussed and that CARICOM had already issued a statement on the matter.
The matter of the challenging situation in Cuba was also discussed. All parties recognized, and this is our meeting with the Secretary of State, all parties recognize that there should be efforts to address the growing humanitarian crisis that's within CARICOM. The Caribbean community, cognizant of its very close relationship with both Cuba and the USA, and mindful of the extent to which the region can be negatively affected, is willing and to participate in any way that will redound to the benefit of the Cuban people while maintaining regional stability.
Since January, the Donald Trump administration has sought to cut off oil supplies to Cuba. The U.S. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, has said that the economic reforms could offer the Cuban government a path to easing the U.S. pressure. Prime Minister Drew said that with regards to the cooperation framework with the United States, it would repurpose the existing relationship between the two parties. The CARICOM chairman had described the 4-day summit as one of action, and that the regional leaders had spent a considerable amount of time dealing with the most critical issues, including the ongoing situation in Haiti.
The situation in Haiti. Heads of government received an update from the Eminent Persons Group, EPG, on the status of recent political developments in Haiti and on the security and humanitarian situation. They expressed their deep appreciation for the government of Kenya for its unhesitating willingness to take on leadership of the Multinational Security Support Mission, the MSS, which has now transitioned to the Gang Suppression Force, GSF, authorized by Resolution 2793. They commended the Eminent Persons Group, EPG, for their wise and strategic facilitatory role on the CARICOM's good offices at the time. The conference reiterated CARICOM's firm commitment to the restoration of peace and stability in Haiti and expressed support for the framework for improving security and holding of elections put forward by the new Prime Minister of Haiti.
The leaders also discussed the issue of reparation.
Reparations. Heads of government requested the Prime Ministerial Subcommittee on Reparations to review and advise on the revised CARICOM 10-point plan for reparations, a manifesto, as well as on the priority activities for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, scheduled for Antigua and Barbuda in November, and other strategic meetings in 2026.
But as the leaders get ready to return to their respective capitals, I asked the Trinidad-based regional political analyst Derek Ramsamouche, who had traveled to Bastia, what are his initial thoughts on the outcome of the summit?
I think this 50th summit is basically going to provide a new geopolitical space. When you looked at the global actors, the presence of Marco Rubio, you look at the challenges with respect to Cuba, Venezuela, and Haiti, the governance structures will now be under review. But a functioning of this governance structure will be how do you resolve the security matters in the region? What are the challenges that China will present to the United States as well as the CARICOM stability? We must also recognize that we are seeing a different positioning by different prime ministers when it comes to the role that the United States should or should not be playing. We are going to see a new type of sovereignty argument being put forward, as opposed to a common united position by CARICOM nation states.
The regional leaders will next meet for their next summit in St. Lucia in July.